I am involved with the union. I've been part of this union for the past 9 months. I've been in contact with my union representatives, and I'm getting involved now with the young workers. And right now, I'm just doing my best to learn as much as I can and stay involved going forward.
I've been in the union for 19 years, 2 years to this company, the rest of the other companies that I've been. So I try always to be active. As my old job, I used to be a union steward. And this job, I'm trying to go to union meetings, learn more about local G555.
I'm very active with the unions. I'm a shop steward here for Local 1 and 2. I try to represent anyone that asks me any questions. They have union issues. There's a lot of issues that happen within our building where there's some things that we can't take care of. There's a lot of things that we can. I'm always available. I make myself available to anyone at any time. I let them know that I work from the office. So whenever they need anything, I'm always available for any assistance.
I'm actively in the union. I go to the meetings. This upcoming election, I'm trying to be a union steward. So I got my hands in the union for sure. The reason why I want to be a steward is to be able to look out for a fellow, union brother and be able to represent them in a time of need.
I'm very new to being a union member, going on 2 years. I personally have had a great experience with this whole process, and it really does give you an opportunity to know that people will hear your voice and support you no matter what.
So I wouldn't say I'm as active. I do go to union meetings that are quarterly, mostly virtually. And then I do vote when I do get the information packet on my mail. But other than that, I'm not sure how to become more of an active member.
I try to be as involved as possible at my local level. I'm a shop steward out of my base, probably representing about 30 employees. 25 of them are young workers, so I like that I have the chance to be involved with the young workers and try to get them more involved.
I consider myself to be active in a sense where I acknowledge any of the communications that are being sent out, like the text messages and the publications that are mailed. But I mean, as far as attending the union meetings, I haven't attended one in a couple of years. I think I should be more active in that. I'm going to try to definitely be more involved.
So yeah, before consumers, I was actually a union steward for about 5 years.
I've been with the company for about 12 years, and I had no idea what a union was until I started going to meetings, talking to steward reps at my shop, and seeing when someone's those meetings, it's a bond. It's a family. And the thing is, too, is I could never see myself in any other place. Like just having this union, how close they are, and they do stuff for the workers, their families. It's huge. I mean, I try to be involved. I'm glad I'm a part of this. I'm also part of the planning committee for the events for the employees. I really would like to see more involvement with a lot more younger group.
I'd say I'm active in my union. I can always be more active since I recently attended my 3rd union meeting since I've started. And I feel like that I can always try to be more active, as in I can always attend more events that the union creates. I can always network more with other union members, see where I can go and understand more about it.
Me personally, wanting to inquire to be a union steward, part of the reason is to make a difference and also to protect my fellow co-workers, my fellow union brother and sisters. There are barriers that I see from time to time that I feel like with the right group of people, with the right information, we can make some changes and see things go in a different direction.
I feel like this is my first step of really getting involved and just really trying to educate myself more on our rights for better workplace.
I am involved with the union, and I'm looking forward to be even more involved to help my fellow colleagues become knowledgeable and know their rights.
I've been in the union now for about 2 years, and I try to be as active as I possibly can be, from voting in the elections for treasurer and president to attending all the meetings and voting on issues such as sick leave, voting on issues such as our pay raises. I try to be as active as I can be with my shop stewards as well, coordinating with them, seeing what changes are being enacted in the union.
I've been in the union for about 3.5 years. I was in the IBEW prior to this, and always tried getting involved on the meetings, but it's definitely different here. And I like seeing the difference in the unions, the good and the bad, just how the operations are. But I definitely like how this one is and how things have been set up and how opportunities have been given and received.
In the last 3 years, I have went to quite a few meetings. The last year, I haven't been to any meetings, but I'm a part of the grassroots team, as you three guys are, and also I'm inquiring to be a union steward.
I feel like there's always space to be more active.
I've been involved pretty much since I got started. Came from a union family. Just kind of always taught that if you're part of a union, it's your obligation to actively participate. You really need to work hard as a union to make sure that we reach out and identify young unionists coming in, figure out how to keep you guys motivated and make you want to be a part of this family. We're only as strong as each brick we add to the buildings.
My expectations are always that the union is here to support us. I've never, before coming to Con Edison, I've never worked for a unionized company, and I realized that I didn't have any protections in the last job that I worked in. So when it was time to outsource my position, there was no voice for me. But within this company, I realized that having a union can always protect you in situations where you may run into something that you don't like, or if you have some trouble at work and you need union representation, it's not as easy to get you ousted out of the company because you have somebody that's there to protect your rights at the company.
I think with the union, I'd like to see more communication between the members, more regular communication, something maybe like an email thread that everyone's on, an updated website that we can get updates on, and just more communication with representatives at each base. I think something regular like that would help everyone.
So my expectations of the union are that no matter if I joined younger, if I get older, for the duration that I'm here and being represented by the union, that I will be provided a fair and safe workplace, that I always have somebody to go up to voice my concerns. I am somebody who, while I work here full-time, I am a student, and I always want to see the union enact changes that represent the betterment of everyone, whether that be tuition reimbursement, vacation time, to make it so that I can have the best possible working experience while I manage every other facet of my life, from my family to my education.
I would like to see more unity within the union.
Just to be an advocate, more advocating.
I expect the union to keep us informed on ongoing company events. I think the union should be knowledgeable on most companies' policies, procedures, especially when it comes to medical work performance policies and the bargain agreements.
Definitely higher wages all across for everyone. More events to get the members together so that they're able to discuss their rights and become more knowledgeable.
More community involvement, just getting out and just spreading the word.
Getting out to bases more and having more membership engagement. Currently, we only have one meeting per region per quarter, and I think bumping that up to maybe 2 or 3 would have more employee/membership engagement.
I do like the protection that we get. They do care about our safety and our compensation of our work being valued.
I would like to see the union more involved with teenagers, high schools. There's still a union, or jobs for union, that will protect your rights and benefits, money, multiple stuff. had to teach them like how college can go to a high school and put a stand and, hey, come here. For us to also do that.
Since I started getting involved with the union, I had the opportunity to go to some career days at the high schools. They come up to you and ask, like, do you have to have a degree and all this stuff? And you're just, no, straight. Then tell them all the benefits of what you can have. Then there's like, need a degree and I can make this kind of money right out of high school. I feel like a lot of kids don't know. Everyone thinks, oh, if I don't go to college and then I might be a failure in life. It's like, no, like, I try to sit down with a viewer. I'm like, listen, like these are the opportunities you have. I didn't know when I came out of high school. I wish I would have, because now knowing what I know now, I would have changed everything. I would have got it a lot sooner. So I wish I had someone at 15, 16 years old come to me and say, hey, you can do all this just by having a high school diploma. You can be successful. You can be somebody that somebody looks up to. You know?
My expectation of the union is that it can always be here to represent me. As you know, as a young man of color, I always feel like I will always going to need somebody to always help and represent me. It's always good to know that I have people that will always have my back, that will always, fight for my side. Since I've talked to my shop stewards and they have done that for me, so I always know that I can always call them anytime, any place for them to help me with any grievance I have.
I do feel like my needs are being met with the union. I feel like they are representing me in the way that I need to be represented. And I want to see what I can do now in these coming years to maybe better other situations within the union.
One thing I've noticed is whether it be a union rep or someone on the executive board, if you have a question, they will get back to you very quickly. They are willing to help you answer any questions you have. The reps, the board, they're really good at doing that sort of stuff.
Anytime I had an issue and I had a grievance with the union, they definitely painted both sides of the picture when they brought it up to management. And it definitely was realistic. So they wasn't like, yo, you're going to win, you're going to win, you're going to win. It was like, these are the possibilities. This what can happen, this what can't happen. So.
You know, the presidential election is coming up in 2024. I know politics can be a very hard thing to talk about. It can divide people, or it can also bring people closer together.
Nowadays, especially for young people, it's almost hard not to be involved in politics, but you got to get the right information. There's bad information about politics going everywhere. So it's hard, especially now, getting the right information. I think you got to really key in and find someone or a source that you really trust and get the best information possible. The important issues to me are cost of living. Getting married in July. I want to make sure that we're going to be comfortable, that my family's going to be safe. Those are the issues that are important.
Some of the things that are most important to me are the national allocation of funds, resources, and the preservation of our constitutional rights.
I'm a middle class person. I want to vote for somebody who thinks, who believes in the middle class. I also want to vote for someone who is basically union friendly. I'm with the union, so I'm always going to be for the union. I'm not going to do anything that's against the people that I try to represent. And I hope everybody feels the same way.
I think with the cost of living has gone up so much. I know it's very concerning for everyone. If there's something that can be changed with that and help the everyday blue collar worker, that'd be great.
The prices of things now are just ridiculous. Regular families can't really afford food. And food is something that you need.
My major concern is for the economy as well as immigration issues, since even me, my father was an immigrant, traveled here from Jamaica, worked very hard to get where he needs to be to make it easier for me. Inflation is one of the major issues for me, especially since it feels like as I get older and if I'm making more money, it seems like stuff just keeps getting more expensive. So I would want whichever candidate that helps represent the people as much as possible.
I think what I'm most interested in is job security. I'm looking at whatever candidate is going to support the economy and do things that are going to boost the economy to help people get more jobs and make more money and keep things flowing.
Some of the issues that are important to me is the environmental protection and the climate change that's happening. As a young generation, it's kind of feels a little bit of like anxiety around us, knowing what's going to happen in the future and if we can start maybe like forming a family or how to start planning our life. Also, parental leave is very important to me, and PTO, having that extra work-life balance.
I think it's very important to have the president that supports natural gas, supports the oil and gas industry. It's definitely important to have a president who supports unions as well, because that's also what we're made of. And it's a very hard balance to find, it seems like nowadays.
The current administration is pro-union, and that definitely gives me something to think about.
The first thing that Biden did was fire the old general counsel for the NLRB.
Which was big.
Yeah, so I mean, that had a lot of hurdles and roadblocks for us, negotiating contracts, organizing new members, all that. So that's kind of like a big thing I'm looking at, whatever candidate, where they stand on that, because that affects me and probably all of us, I think, in like a big way.
I think right now I do appreciate the fact that Democratic side is supportive of the unions, but I see pros all around.
The issues that I want to vote on, or that at least are most important to me, are economical issues, immigration, and I also want to see change. Working for the power company, climate change is something that we directly impact. The way we design the grid, electric vehicles, it's something that we support. Those issues are most important to me. We live in the most expensive city in the world right now, and I'd love to stay here and be with the union until I retire. And seeing the candidate that better that situation for us, from grocery prices to inflation, that's what I'll be voting on. Immigration as well, because I come from a family of immigrants. My grandparents came to this country from post-World War II Greece, and my grandfather joined the Painters Union, my dad joined the MTA union, and now I'm with this union. So for me, seeing how these unions have treated us and seeing a candidate that reflects a positive attitude on that is something I will be voting on.
Being so new to this industry, I'm interested in a candidate that is going to provide job security and protect our nation for the sake of our children's future.
I think the most important issues to me are going to be like inflation, taxes, healthcare. Because I mean, as we get older, we have to pretty much plan for our post-employment years where we don't make as much money.
I'm all about voting. You need to vote. No matter who you are, you get to vote. You're an American citizen, vote.
I think everybody should exercise their right to vote. We don't want to get to a place where, our vote don't matter.
That's our independent right to go out and vote.
Everyone should have a voice. Everyone should be thought of. And everyone does come from different situations, backgrounds, whether they're wealthy or poverty. Like, everyone should be thought of. Every decision that's going to be made.
I've encouraged others to vote. I'm pretty sure you all have also. And it takes a team or a village to put out the message far as voting, because I may be able to reach a certain crowd, you may be able to reach another crowd, but with us all as a group, we can push forth the message a little bit further. And I believe that every vote counts. One person can make a difference. So I will be voting this year. I believe it's something that I encourage everyone else to do because it matters.
I feel like one of the best parts about being in this country is whether you vote red, blue, or anything, you always have that right to vote.